cutthroat. What happened 2000 Intifada, too, which we're living through now. There were 2 bombings today in Jerusalem.
If I could respond to the myths that you raise. First of all,
historical fact.
Darling, let her respond.
Darling.
Darling.
All right,
I'll call you darling.
And I'll tell you, you do not have to read Edward Said or Noam Chomsky. You do not have to read Palestinian historians. You can read the Israeli historians themselves. Start with Moshe Dayan and go forward, and you'll find that what I am saying is absolutely true. Camp David Accords that you're continuing to refer to, and that's being referred to by the mainstream media, so-called Barak's generous offer, is equivalent to me stating that I will place you in a prison where, yes, you may have the maximum space because the cells take up the space, but I will not grant you access to water. I will have complete control over your movement, which is the case.
True.
What we have, Bita Salam, the Israeli human rights organization, has released just a few weeks ago that in the West Bank alone, we have Israeli settlers. These are illegal occupiers, according to the United Nations.
Fighting for their lives.
Illegal occupiers who have no right to be in the West Bank, who control 41.9% of the West Bank, although their homes are only
there we go with the
on
numbers. Hey, I got to make a few numbers myself. We'll be back. Well, Hispanic gang member turned dirty bomber terrorist Jose Padilla may never go to trial, according to Defense Chief Don Rumsfeld. He says we have no interest in punishing this guy, just finding out what he knows. Because Rumsfeld says the quicker he tells us what he knows, the sooner the FBI and the CIA cannot talk about it. All right. Quiet, we're on camera.
Can't cut that.
So Paul McCartney got married today, and I know my producers told me, Al, you said your last appearance on the show, you wanted to talk to me about marriage, because over the years, I guess you've heard me and interpreted what I've said to be a degradation of marriage, which it never was.
Have you ever been married?
I've never been married.
So how can you even argue a position?
So, you know what, Bill? I have never been...
You are coming from a position of ignorance once again.
I have never been in prison either, but I think I know I don't want to go.
Do you relate that to marriage?
Just for me, I have never argued against marriage. I know it works for some people, but you know, the problem in this country isn't that marriage is somehow under attack. Being single is what usually gets this kind of response. People say, why aren't you married? I never go up to you and say, hey, why aren't you divorced yet?
But you know what? The species can't continue if we don't have children and raise them nicely. I mean,
you don't have to be married
children who have single parents they don't thrive. They commit crimes, they do drugs, they're depressed. I mean, how is it? It's true. The shoe bomber has a single mother. This guy, Jose Padilla,
the shoe bomber had a single mother.
Well,
size 9.5.
It's true, though.
Wow.
I mean, we can mock marriage and family, but that's
even
the cornerstone.
Dan Quayle couldn't have made that leap. I mean, even Murphy Brown.
That is like, really...
I just wanted to bring it up because,
you know, I know you care about me.
Well, listen, you shouldn't get married. I mean, no, and that's not what this is about. You don't want to have kids. I've heard you say that.
I'm right. I'm not interested in children.
And
but even if I was, I'm not interested in marriage either. But that's just me, and that's okay. And by the way, I'm not alone.
It is okay, but you have in the past.
Yeah.
You in the past have said stuff about married guys or living lies.
I said you have to lie to stay married. Yes. And I believe that, and that's one reason.
Was your father and mother married?
Very happily for 41 years.
You are programmed deep inside your little head. You are programmed to be married. You will get married. Bill.
Yes.
And you know,
I will.
And you're going to have some spare time to cultivate relationships.
Yes, you are going to have plenty of time now.
No.
Yes, now is a good time for him to get married.
I'm just saying, why do you think that married men have to live a lie?
Because it's just inherent in the institution. Marriage is a lot like communism. It works on paper. But it does not conform to human nature, especially the male nature.
Why? Because men like to sleep around? Is that what you're saying? I mean, isn't that a problem? Monogamy is safer, Bill. Sexually, you know how many people get sexually transmitted diseases in this country?
It's safer and a lot more boring, okay? I can't fake my way through bad sex. Lots of people can.
I've been married 5 years. My husband is a stud, so don't give me that nonsense.
Have you ever had a relationship in which you evolved deeper and deeper, exploring one relationship to an infinite degree?
Yes.
Why aren't you married?
I have dozens of them right now. Yes, I have. I've had long relationships, absolutely.
Well, then marriage
But like I've said before, the relationship is the plane, sex is the fuel. When you run out of the fuel,
don't go near planes, Bill, if I were you. I wouldn't talk about planes.
Glide to a landing.
But the institution of... What I'm saying is that when you have a family, there are joys of having a family that transcend orgasming on a model's face. Is what I'm saying.
Well,
that's sort of...
As he said to me, how would you know? If I don't know about marriage, how can...
Is that what they mean by a model marriage?
You got a point there.
Yeah. So,
I have never done that.
Right.
But I think I fantasize about doing that all the time.
Well, your fantasy life is part of your whole being, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, it's what I tell in my book. Advice I give to married men to keep their sex life happening is while you're having sex with your wife, think about a younger, more attractive woman.
See, that to me...
I hope they wouldn't be doing that. No.
If ever there was a reason to back up my claim not to get married, and I hear that all the time.
But what is his wife doing right now?
She's thinking about the...
She's going to take a...
trainer in New York City.
She's thinking about the pool man, and he's thinking about the babysitter, but you're happily married. I mean, please. If that is not living a lie...
Unless he's thinking about the pool man, and she's thinking about... That's not necessarily so, as the song says. You can evolve and develop a relationship and go further and further into the many layers of a person's personality, of which sex is merely an extension.
Why are you laughing? Are you making this up? Is there a cue card over there? That was a beautiful reading.
I mean every word of it.
That was in an episode of Star Trek.
No, I was going to say...
Why are you laughing? It is because it is an ideal that you aspire to.
Okay.
Is it not?
But
it is a commercial I aspire to right now.
Promoting marriage. Why can't we talk about that?